Hello, thank you for joining with me. Today we are on lesson 179. God is but love, and therefore so am I. 167. There is one life, and that I share with God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Your grace is given me. I claim it now. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And we're going to read paragraph 11 because we're going to read the commentary with Robert Perry and Alan Watson. And this is paragraph 11. With this we start each day of our review. With this we start and end each period of practice, that is, God is but love, and therefore so am I. And with this thought we sleep to waken once again with these same words upon our lips to greet another day. No thought that we review, but we surround with it and use the thoughts to hold it up before our minds and keep it clear in our remembrance throughout the day. And thus, when we have finished this review, we will have recognized the words we speak are true. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Review of lesson 167. There is one life, and that I share with God. And 168. Your grace is given me. I claim it now. The paragraph is once again about the specifics of workbook practice. I don't mean to belabor this point, but since I am simply following the content of this introduction, the emphasis is really not mine, but that of the course itself. The workbook places a great emphasis on repetition of the ideas it presents. Repetition is one of the primary techniques for mind training that it encourages. If we are doing it as directed, and I am the first to admit that I am still far short of doing so, we will be meditating on this theme thought for a minimum of 5 minutes in the morning and evening, with up to half an hour each time being even better. We will be recalling it every hour and using the theme idea, God is but love, and therefore so am I, to frame the 2 additional thoughts we are reviewing for the day. This is not a radical or strange idea. Repetition of spiritual thoughts is common in many religions. I even ran into it in fundamentalist Christianity. A teacher at an evening class I once attended at Moody Bible Institute in Chicago in 1959 taught his students what he called Bible meditation. The general idea was to memorize verses from the Bible so as to have them handy in one's mind, and to meditate on them all during the day, upon arising as you walked from place to place, whenever you sat waiting for anything, riding to the bus or the train, and again at night just before sleeping. He defined meditation as sharing with the Lord His own word, prayerfully and with personal application. This teacher claimed that such meditation had revolutionized his life. It revolutionized my life as well. In time, I memorized more than 1,000 Bible verses. I knew entire chapters by heart, word for word. I'm sure that the practice is a good part of what took me eventually beyond the confines of fundamentalism. I still remember one of the first times that I set aside time right before sleeping to meditate. I sat up for 5 or 10 minutes, ruminating on the verses for that day, turning them into prayer, communing with God over them, applying them to my life. Then I fell asleep with the words still going through my mind. The next morning I woke up and lay in that half-awake state just before you open your eyes. And there, in my mind, like a mantra, the words were still being repeated. I believe then and do now that they have been playing over and over like a tape loop in my mind all during the night. I woke that morning with a joyful burst of faith, realizing that I was truly feeding my mind with nourishing thoughts. It is a wonderful thing to find the words of the Course springing into your mind spontaneously throughout the day, or as you wake up. But that doesn't happen without a lot of repetition. Without practice of these thoughts, the tape loops running in our minds are something very different, because we have already trained our minds very well, but with the wrong thoughts. It takes a conscious effort, repeated choices to remember the thoughts for the day and to repeat them, to meditate on them, and to apply them to our lives. This is a course in mind training, and training means training. When we enter wholeheartedly into the training, there will be results. Remember today and often that there is one life, and that I share with God. We will have recognized the words we speak are true, so let us remember today and often that there is one life, and that I share with God. Let us affirm to ourselves constantly, every time we can, your grace is given me, I claim it now. Do not be discouraged if you forget. I still forget often, but I remember more often than I used to. If you have done nothing more before today than read over the lesson in the morning, then if today you remember just one time during the day or take a few minutes before sleeping, thank God. Try to remember today just one more time than yesterday. If yesterday you forgot entirely, then resolve today to remember at least once. Every time you remember is a great step forward. The paragraph we will cover tomorrow reminds us that the words are only aids, and the practice is just a means to produce an experience. Don't make a ritual out of the practice. The experience is what counts. Lesson 179 for June 28th. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Review of Lesson 167, There is one life, and that I share with God. And 168, Your grace is given me. I claim it now. Thank you for joining with me. Please join me for the 15-minute meditation for Lesson 179. Thank you. I love you.